Go.
Welcome to
Soy Sauce and Grits.
I'm Rose Geddes, creator, executive producer, and co-host of Soy Sauce and Grits.
I'm Kumi Ide. I'm an executive producer, co-host of Soy Sauce and Grits.
Yeah. So, we're just getting started. This is just a little promo trailer to tell you what we're about. But just to give you a little background of my history, my mother's from Kyoto, Japan. That's where my father met her, he's from Youngstown, Ohio. I was born in Oakland, California, and I'll get into my story later.
Oh, and I'm from Japan. I grew up in Japan until 15 years old, and I wanted to meet Michael Jackson so bad that I became an exchange student to go to America, and I lived with a black family from Inglewood. So this is part of who I am now. And also I have a daughter that is black and Japanese. Well, pardon me. I wanted to share about my daughter and all my experience too.
It's very interesting. The idea came to me. I was working on location in Atlanta, and one of the cast members is a young sister that is, I think she is Chinese and black. But I remember growing up that I used to wish that everybody in the world was mixed, because I was mixed when being mixed wasn't cool. Like, it's cool now, but it wasn't cool when I was growing up. And you knew maybe one other person that was mixed, or one other family, that was Asian and black. So in Atlanta, riding in the car, and the sun hit just right, and I just got this thought. I was like, wow. Sydney Park is the young lady's name, very comfortable in her own skin. And it just hit me that this is the first time in my life that I am witnessing Blasians being very comfortable in their skin. Not overcompensating, which is what we had to do because it was all about fighting, and defending yourself, or undercompensating or downplaying who you are. I'm seeing now people be comfortable in their skin and more in front of the camera. Naomi Osaka, Sydney Park, and I'm sure there's many more that I haven't named off the top of my head. But the first person I met was Sonia Sohn. That was on camera, and Sonia Sohn was on the Kima from The Wire. So usually in terms of casting, they don't know, well, you're not black enough, or, what are you? Whereas now you're starting to see people get cast more that are Blasians. Because like I said, I was a Blasian before that term came about. But, that's what I'll talk about. And so we want an open forum for people to share their experiences, their challenges, their successes, victories, because anytime you overcome challenge or you accomplish anything, that is a victory in itself. What does a Blasian consist of? It consists of living with two cultures. It consists of having family of two cultures. It consists of, your black family, and what are their experiences in viewing you and interacting with you and your parent. And same the Japanese. I'm just rattling on right now, but we look forward to bringing Soy Sauce and Grits to you, where we will have an open forum. We will talk about hair care, because that's another challenge.
Yeah, and we talk about food.
And food. That's right, because some of the things we put together, namely one, Soy Sauce and Grits. Yeah. But especially with hair, because as you could tell, like, I'm mixed and my hair is not.
Yeah.
But when it's wet, it has a little different texture, but, not too much. But other than that, I'm basically Angela Davis to the core. And then we have Takara, who's my niece.
My daughter.
Which is Kumi's daughter.
I have a hard time handling her hair.
Yeah, usually it's me that's like, okay, here, try this product. I got this product. And, it's always Auntie Rose, And
she has her own experience living in Japan as a Blasian.
And she'll be on the show as well.
She will.
Yeah, so we will have a lot of interviews.
Yes.
And also I want to hear the celebrity, interviews, just talking to our celebrity guests in terms of their inspirational stories, their challenges as well.
Right.
So I think that we want to inspire, especially the young children. I think it's easier now, but easier than when I was coming up. But still, like you were saying, if they're in a small town.
Yeah, it's still like you're one of the kind. Like, oh, what are you? They will still ask you. I mean, they even asked me, like, when I went to, like, small town in Texas, they're like, do you do karate? or stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
because,
they haven't seen you. They haven't seen a Japanese person, or, it's just new to them.
Right.
But they are not so much of, like, like biases.
Oh,
there are biases, but still, like, but some people are
racist. Yeah, that's another thing.
But we also want to have different, other races to come to our podcast to get to know who we are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Get to know who we are. And just like, my other sister told me the other day, she was like, well, that Blasian and Asian actually includes India.
Okasan is, created
Okasan
too.
is mother in Japanese. And my mom is 92 years old. Like I said earlier, she's from Kyoto, Japan. She was born in 1929. And we won't get too much of her story out of her, but that's another thing about having especially a Japanese parent, especially if you're older like me, whereas your mother, Yoka-san, is more open and more vocal, and also region has a lot to do with it, because Kyoto is more of the traditional. That's
the beginning of, it's like the originated of Japan, like origin of Japan, and it's very traditional.
Very traditional.
Yeah. So more like, I mean, like, I don't want to say it in a negative way, but like very
conservative.
Yeah, conservative. Yes.
Conservative, not in a good.
In
not in that way, but in the way of just being traditional and conservative in how one carries himself. Whereas, where's your mom born?
Tokyo.
In Tokyo City. Personality is totally different.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because your mom is hilarious.
Yeah, she's bossy as hell.
And bossy, whereas my mom is very quiet and docile. And then there's the age difference. So we'll have her on too. And my mom, Okasan, she won't say too much because that's her, but she's funny.
Yes, but I have the biggest respect for her. And she knows it, I'm sure. I'm sure she knows it. Like,
she's like, what is this? Right?
Right.
And it's just good. I don't know. This podcast.
It would be great. Yeah, it's very new to America. I really think it's very new to America, and it's time to, be out for
discuss
us
it.
To be out.
Yeah, as a community, as a group of, more open forum, not just like, oh, well, let me tell you my story and this is me and this is, because our children we want to make sure that our children, and I guess they will because of who's on television, they see themselves reflected, as with any culture. When you see yourself reflected, there is a bit of comfort there. But at the same time, just to have someone to talk to in terms of what they're experiencing, because all children are going to find something to pick on you about, and all children are going to find something to be insecure or ashamed about. So that's what we want to talk about, with the children as well. And the funny stories of what we've all experienced. So so some will be for children, some will be for adults.
Yes.
So
yes, it'll be good.
Yeah. So with that, until the next time, we could tell them to be careful.
Careful?
Be safe.
Yeah, and live a good life every day.
That's right.
Every single day.
Not be careful, because that's like fearful. But have a good life, and until the next time we get together, we wish you well.
1、2、3、また後でね